In high school, I couldn't speak a single word to girls. Not a single word. I had no problem being fun and interesting around my friends, but being around a girl felt like my mouth had been sewn shut. Like I was Neo in The Matrix. Yeah, that was me. And it probably feels like you too. Today I can talk to any woman, whether she's a stranger or a 10 out of 10 smoke show. That's not a humble brag because I still experience nerves. I'm not a robot. I just have a foolproof system that makes it easy to talk to girls, and I'll explain how you can do the same. Maybe there's someone in your life, a friend, co-worker, classmate or acquaintance, but your inner monologue gets in the way of conversation. You worry about saying the wrong thing or being boring, so you freeze up. The opportunity slips. The spark of possibility fizzles. All men know that feeling. The paralyzing anxiety of what if. It's a soul-crushing fear of rejection, a dread of the unknown. So here's the mistake most men make. 90% of why talking to girls is hard is because you make it that way. I know that sounds like I'm making this a you problem, but stick with me. Talking to girls is straightforward. You walk up and talk to them, but as we've established, it's what's going on in your mind that makes this so difficult. So, before we take a practical approach, let's lay out some ground rules for removing that self-imposed hard mode you're in. 1. Girls aren't different or special. They're people like you and me. 2. Talking to girls will need to become a part of your everyday life, not just something you do when drunk or on a night out. 3. Some women won't be interested in talking to you, no matter what you do. These rules might seem scary initially, but they're just new ways of framing something you already know. The goal is to go from complicated to simple, because you do simple things every day without overthinking or freezing. The complicated mindset is that girls are a prize you need to win or an enemy you need to conquer. This creates performance pressure, and it's natural to freeze up when you feel like you're always fighting for something. The simple mindset is that girls are people, just like your friends and family, and you already talk to people every day. This places talking to girls in a wider context of something you already do, creating a pattern of success. Let's try another one. The complicated mindset requires analysing each girl and situation, spending time preparing the perfect line, and having a complex strategy to start and maintain a conversation. Again, this is exhausting. No one can be expected to perform in exhausting conditions, which sets you up for failure. The simple mindset is to say hi. It always works, and it's always an acceptable conversation starter. No one has ever been accused of being creepy with a genuine smile, free of agenda and a friendly hello. If you're watching this video hoping for specific lines, I hate to break it to you. They don't exist. What works for one woman won't work for another. It's not the specific things you're saying that need to change. It's the mindset with which you approach talking to girls that makes all the difference. You can say the worst pickup line of all time, and some girls will love it. Or you can go over to those exact girls and say that exact same line, and they will label you as the worst type of a creep. That's why smashing through that paralysis and confidently speaking to women isn't about grand gestures, loud statements, or bold declarations. And it's not about faking it until you make it, or changing who you are as a person. Talking to the hottest woman in the world all comes down to taking micro-action. Your problem and mine is that we overthink. We create elaborate narratives in our heads that trap us in prisons of our own making. You can't break that cycle with brute force. That doesn't work. And stupid pickup lines or advice to be someone you're not aren't relevant or valuable. The simple, repeatable action is to break a conversation down into small steps that I call micro-actions. These micro-actions limit the time your brain has to sabotage you. Think of it this way. Imagine you're about to jump into a freezing cold lake. You know it will be heart-stoppingly cold, but you also know you'll feel amazing afterwards. You'll feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and alive. If you want the warm and fuzzy feeling on the other side of discomfort, the worst thing to do is stand on the lake's edge and debate the merits of hypothermia. At the same time, launching your body into the icy water is a significant commitment and asking a lot of you. The solution is to break one goal, in this case, jumping into a freezing lake, into small micro actions. You take your shirt off, that's a micro action. You walk to the edge of the lake, that's a micro action. You take a deep breath to fill your lungs with air, that's a micro action. You jump, that's a micro action. This process works because of your brain's wiring. People want to be consistent with commitments and promises they've already made. Once we take a stand or go on record about something, we are more likely to align with that stance in the future. That's why people approach you on the street to sign petitions for charity, because once you take that step, your brain desires consistency. If you're someone who gets up at 5 a.m. or goes running after work, you'll have experienced the same thing. Missing out on your routine feels off. It feels weird. It feels like you let yourself down. You can tap into this same hardwired desire for consistency when you see someone you want to talk to. The thought of walking up and saying the right thing and not embarrassing yourself is one giant action. It's big, it's scary. Instead, break down the process into micro actions. Walk up, wave, smile, say hi. None of this removes the fact that speaking to women can be challenging. All guys feel nervous sometimes, and the goal isn't to eliminate them. Thankfully, the more you see talking to girls as a connected set of micro actions, the more comfortable it becomes. With practice, you'll build the mental muscle to act without hesitation and never freeze around girls again. Here's a practical exercise to help you get started. The next time you feel resistance to doing something you know you should be doing, count to 3 and act. 3, 2, 1, go! Force the first micro action, and you'll be amazed at how quickly the following steps take place and how automatic it becomes to bypass your mental blocks. This advice doesn't just apply to dating. It's about building a life of action, not regret. It's about seizing opportunities, not letting them slip away. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Create the moment. Kill the root of hesitation. Embrace the micro action. And watch your life change. Subscribe for more.